Angel Creations. Welcome back to my New Hampshire craft room. Okay, everybody, we are going to do a cute craft today. We are going to be doing a little mixed media project. We're going to be using this home sign from the Dollar Tree, and then we're going to be using some mixed media. So I'm going to be using a piece of burlap, a piece of this metal which comes on the cookie sheets from the Dollar Tree, a piece of scrapbooking paper, and a piece of fabric. And I think it's going to come out really, really cute. It's another warm one here in the New Hampshire garage. Let me tell you, I am having a blast. I got the fan blowing on me, so if you see the backdrop swaying in the breeze, that is why. Okay, I hope that everybody can see, whoops, what I'm doing. I'm trying to get us, you know, I'm very limited here, hurts to cough, boy. All right, I am going to be painting this sign, the home sign, with, excuse me, just a rough paint job with Waverly chalk paint in the color Steel. It's a gray color. It's really pretty. So I'm going to be painting this a couple of different, we're going to put a couple of different paints and stuff on here. Let me find a good brush. This one probably would be good. Alright, so let's see, should we dab right in? I don't usually do that. So we're just going to give this a real quick coat of gray, and then we're going to go over the gray. We're going to antique it up. You know how we do it here at Angel Creations. We like that effect. If you don't like that effect, by all means, skip that part. I'm just here to inspire you. You do you, boo. You do you. So we're going to put a couple of different things on here today. I'm using the Steel, and then we're going to put a little tiny bit of blue. And then we're going to finish it off with that wax. It's like antique Waverly wax, but it's from Kilns. My sister turned me on to it. She gets it in the paint department at Walmart. If you are looking for it, I'm going home, and the first thing I'm going to go do when I get home is buy some of that. I will hold that up in a minute and show it to you. It is amazing. I am really, really having fun with it. I just want to stain and wax everything. Let's go on a waxing, staining craze. It's just so fun. And the thing is, you have so much control with it because it's not wet. It's not wet. It's like a shoe polish, actually. I'm kind of wondering if shoe polish would be good too. So the reason I'm just giving this a rough paint job is because we are going to be covering it with different colors, you know. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I do want to get a little bit more, though, around my lettering. And so we're just going to add like a real dry brush with a little tiny bit of blue. And then the antiquing wax. So let me show you that. In case you're new here, I'm on vacation in New Hampshire at my sister's house. And she's a crafter too. And she turned me on to this Kilns, I think I'm saying that right, Kilns Sealing Dark Wax. And it's really fun. I'm having a ball. It's kind of like shoe polish. That's what it reminds me of, you know. Okay, so let's give this a quick zhuzhing dry. Woo! Dry that up. So let me know in the comments where you are and what temperature you guys are in. I'm telling you, New Hampshire's not made for 97-degree weather. I don't know, Florida? Okay, we have AC everywhere we go. We have it in the car, we have it in the house, we have it everywhere. But I'm sitting in my sister's garage, and I'm very blessed. Very, very blessed. Not complaining at all. That is for sure. But it's a warm one, so I am on a limited, I'm not home, in my own craft room with my own craft stash. So I am basically day to day looking at my sister's crafts and trying to come up with ideas, which is fun and challenging all at the same time. And yeah, and so it's been such a blessing to be able to come to you and to craft with my sister. My sister's station, we have an L, and my sister's station is right next to me. She's at work right now. I miss her when she's not home. And so we craft. We're just crafting. So I'm going to be using a little bit of this Blue Harbor color, and it's from Americana, and I'm not sure, this might be a Hobby Lobby paint, but it might be a Michael's paint. But I know for sure it is not a Walmart paint. It is not, I shouldn't say for sure. I don't really know that for sure. But we're only going to need a little, oh, that hurts my side. I'm telling you, I did a number on myself. And you know what? I don't even have a bruise. It hurts really bad and no bruise. I don't bruise. I think that's a good thing. I don't know why I don't bruise, but I don't. Okay, so I'm gonna just use, I shook it up, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of what's in the cap here, because we don't need a lot. And we're gonna get a stiff brush, stiffer. Doesn't have to be very stiff, but a little stiff. This one probably from the Dollar Tree will do. And so we're just going to get this dabbed on and then empty it on a paper towel. You want this really, really dry. We only want this to be a hint. We want this to just be a hint of blue. So what I'm going to do is come in from my edges, and I'm just going to skim down. You can put more pressure as you see and get the feel for it. Dab that on my wet spot again, and you're just going to have a hint, just a little hint of blue. You might not even recognize it on camera. Here, let me do a little bit more. It almost gives it a slate effect. That's what I'm going for, is kind of a slate color, a light slate. I just want a little bit. It gives it a little antiquing. I really hope this is showing up on camera. Dab again. Trying to go where my spots are that I didn't cover well with my gray, so that this blue shows up a little more. And now I'm giving it pretty good pressure, getting it a little darker. I don't want to break my board. A little darker in some places, a little lighter in others. You'll get the feel for it when you do it, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You kind of have to feel it. A little more blue up top. A little blue in the middle here of our O. That's going to show up really good. All right, let me see if you can see. Well, let me do one more zhuzh down here. I want a little bit more. I'd rather take my time and have it just right than looking at it later and saying, oh, I should have done a little more there or there, and didn't. Because you can't go back. You know, when you're trying to do these kind of techniques. So here is, I don't know if you can see the blue on there, but it is on there, and it's very light. It's just a hint, and I love that effect. Love that. I'm just going to empty off my brush, getting a few more spots, and then of course after our antique we're going to give it a little sanding too. All right, so now we get to play with our antique. Well, I keep calling it antique. It's stock wax. It says for use with chalk style paint, but you can use it with anything because I've been using it on everything. And I even used it a little bit on material. So I'm just going to take a, I think this might, not a Dollar Tree brush, but they sell them just like that. It's actually a stencil brush, and it's nice and stiff. So again, I'm going to just dab that right into my wax, and I'm just going to dab most of it off. Well, not most of it off, but I want to have control over it. So I'm dabbing my brush so that it gets in my bristles. And now I'm going to start from my outside edges and come in. Just like that. Pick up a little bit more. Actually, I'll get more on my brush here. And I'm going to do the same at the bottom. I'm going to try to be careful because this is bendy and I don't want to, oh, I just went heavy. I have a little piece that I did not get off the brush. So I'm going to take a baby wipe to that. But I'm going to try very carefully here first not to break my board as I am zhuzhing it up. I'm making it look old and weathered. I hope you can see it if I lay it flat. Let's see. Just zhuzhing it up with our wax. Getting in all the nooks and crannies here. Let's see, we want to make our corners dirtier. And I always go around the edges good because I like the effect that it outlines it. Go zhuzh this part. So let me just keep on zhuzhing and I'm going to show you when I'm all done. Okay, it's all zhuzhed up, so this is it. I really didn't do much more after I paused. It's really pretty good. You can see I left that dark line. I didn't use a baby wipe. Got the hint of blue. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over, and this is where the fun begins. So, and to hang this, I'm either going to use some of this mesh tubing from the Dollar Tree or this wire that I have left over from another project that I did. And or that I was going to do. Let's get rid of some of that. All right, so the fun part begins. So what we're going to do is put a different texture behind each one of these letters on our home sign. But I want to use this leftover metal from the tin cookie sheets at the Dollar Tree. But I want to just give this a little bit of toning down. I'm going to use a little bit of burnt umber paint because, and probably some of this wax, because it's just a little too shiny for my liking. I want it to look rusty. So I'm going to put a little burnt umber on here and get this looking a little rusty metal. And the burnt umber is from Folk Art that I'm using, but every company makes burnt umber. So just getting that on and making this just toned down a little bit. I should have measured and seen how much of this I'm gonna need. Let's see here. We're gonna put this under the H. So that'll be perfect, what I've got here. That'll be perfect eyeballing. All right. Now this is paint. I'm gonna give this a quick little blow dry. I'm gonna go pretty close because it's metal. It won't catch on fire. So I'm gonna go pretty close to it and get it really cooked on there. Love this tool. It's always in the description box below under every one of my videos. If you are ever interested, I think it's $12 or $13. And all right, now I'm gonna add some of this antique, I keep calling it that because it's the dark wax by Kilns. And shoot, I don't have, oh yeah, here's a paper towel. I want to dab some of that off. And then I'm just gonna get like corners. And the reason I'm stippling it is because it does not look good if you paint this metal and drag across it. All right, cool. That's pretty cool. We'll even take a piece of paper towel, whoops, and roll it up in a ball, and we'll even dab some of that off. We want the metal to show through, but we don't want it to look like that. So we're just dabbing some of that right back off. And make sure you don't swipe, because if you swipe it, it will smear it, and that's not a pretty look. So there we have it. So let's cut this off and put that behind the letter H. And we're going to do that with hot glue. So let's just make sure, yeah, that's going to be perfect. So what I'm going to do, so that I make sure I cover the whole thing right, I'm going to put some glue in my 4 corners. And then I'm just going to place it behind. And press down. And it is hot because it's metal. I think my fingers are getting so burnt they don't even feel it anymore. Okay, so let's look at that. How's that? I'm gonna actually take a baby wipe and get some of this antique off of it because I feel like we can't see it. So I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit with the baby wipe. We want this to stand out in our letter, cutout, you know, in the cutout part here. Okay. Dab on, dab off, dab on, dab off. Get a little bit more. I do it for you and I learn, and then you get to do it and you see how to do it because you don't have to make the mistakes that I made. That's a little bit better. Actually, I'll put a little bit back on right there. All right, now we're going to move on to our next letter, which is going to be O, and I think I'm going to do the O in this black and white buffalo check material. So let's get a little bit more of that off there. That is bugging me. Before I move on, a little OCD. Can't move on because I'm not happy with the way my letter looks. All right. That's better. Now I'm going to cover the O, and the O is smaller, so we just need a little piece, probably about half. of what we have here. And we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to trim that one more little hair there because it's going to go past my O and onto my M. Trim it up a little bit smaller. Keep hitting my beautiful flowers. Love them so much. Went out to dinner with my friend Geely Pooh last night, and I think there was 6 of us all together, and she brought everybody flowers. She is so thoughtful. I just love her. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my glue right around my letter O and a little in the middle. Don't need much though. There we go. Holding that down. We got our H and our O. So cute. Oh my gosh, loving it already. Now the next one I'm going to do in cobwebbies in our little piece of scrapbooking paper. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's going to be adorable. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, cut this down to about there. Folded it over to give myself a little line. And then we don't need it the whole length either. So let's cut a little bit off the edge here. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put some glue. And down goes our scrapbooking paper. Nice and smooth. H-O-M is done. How cute is that? I love it. All right, now the last one is E, and that's going to be a little piece of burlap. So let's trim off our stray crazy hairs, even though normally on a project I would love that. But this project, you're not going to see that edge. But we don't want it to stick out from our sign. You know, oops, another one there, stray. And all right, so now I'm going to just glue this on around my E. Oh, I just got some in my E. So I'm going to try to get that out real quick with a baby wipe. All right. And now I'm going to put my burlap down. And it is hot when it goes through, the glue goes through the burlap. So be very careful. Very careful. Okay, let's take this little stray stringy off. Might have to put a little Mod Podge on that, but I don't think it will matter. And there it is. There's our E and our burlap. So there's our sign. How cool is that? All mixed media. Now you can use anything for your mixed medias. Look at that. Some burlap, some scrapbook paper, some fabric, and some metal, tin metal on the back. How cute is that? Let's see if we can get a little tiny bit more metal to show on our E. Just because I am having a little OCD about it. Are you guys like that? I don't know. I think crafters in general tend to be a little kind of perfectionists, you know. I got a big smear there. I would like to fix it because I kind of have a big thumbprint there. We don't want that showing. So I'm gonna just have to put this aside and not what's the word? Not dwell on it. All right, so there we have our, it's really cute in person. And I hope it's showing up on camera. I love it. Now it needs a hanger. And so I don't know if I want to put some of the mesh tubing or just some curly wire at the top here. I kind of don't want to take away from, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hang it by the wire, and then we're going to put a little bow on it with this, I call it jute mesh tubing because it looks like jute, or it looks kind of like burlap too. So let's see if I have a stray popsicle stick. We'll cut that in half, and that will help hold our little, well, we'll cut it in half, and then we'll cut it in half again. And that will help hold our pieces of wire to our board. So we're going to hot glue our wire right down to our board. I just had a heart attack. I thought, oh my goodness, how do I know if this is the top or the bottom? But then I remembered that I used the metal on the top. So make sure before you put your hanger that you check, right? Alright, so we're going to let this get good and solid before I let go because it's metal wire. Yeah, and then we're going to make a cute little bow out of that. That way we'll have the best of both worlds. I think that would be cute. Or I even have some of this left over from yesterday's craft. That would be cute too. Almost another media. Alright, now I'm almost afraid to let go of this still, yet. I'm going to try. Got my thumb there. Alright, I'm going to glue this side down too. Put our stick on it. Ouchie mama. Get those cobwebbies off. What is everybody doing this weekend? It's really warm. Hope you are at the lake or the ocean, or you have a pool and you can stay cool. It's really a challenge staying cool right now. Okay. This one is definitely dry. This one is almost dry. So let's open up our package of mesh cord and start a little bow. I'm going to just go with a short little piece. We're just going to do a shoelace bow. And so I'm just going to, let's see, try to do like, I was going to try to use that loop there because it's just working so well already. So let's just make a little shoelace bow. So bad at bows. We don't want it to be too big. That should be good. That should be good. All right, so hopefully these are good and set. And we can put a little bow. Should we, maybe we'll just glue it. I think we'll just glue it right on the corner. Yeah, we're just going to glue it. I'm going to trim off these tails. And we're just going to glue our bow right to the corner of our wood. Right up in the corner where our wire starts. This is a very neutral piece, and I have a very neutral home, and so doesn't my sister. Although I wish I was giving this to the doctor's office. I miss you girls. Miss you girls. This would look cute there. Hi everyone. All right, that is dry, right? And that, oh my gosh, how cute is this? Before I show you, I'm just going to give it a little sanding around my edges. And get my corners. Real good. That's where it gets old first. And then a little all over. Sore hand. I think I hurt my wrist a little bit when I fell too. All right, how is that, everybody? Look at that. That came out really, really cute, everybody. All right, this is a great time to give me a thumbs up, and sharing is caring, everyone. So share this video with everyone that you think would enjoy this also. And make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a thing to do so, and it really helps my channel grow. All right, everybody, I hope you liked this mixed media craft today. I'm just here to inspire you. You do you. Mix the media up. Have fun with it. And until I see you next time, be good and do good. Bye now.